costs more to be negative than it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. But I want a strong mouth. Oh my goodness. Who said, Phat, how tall are you? I can ride a roller coaster. I can definitely go on a roller coaster. Alright, where's this 777? It's right here. Let's go. Come on, park the wrong way for me, please. Please. Oh, let's go. We're going somewhere. What is happening? Bye-bye. Okay, we're going this way now. We're going to see the houses. Oh. This is crazy. Alright, let's switch to Tower 2 now. I know that was like our second or third connection already. So that's really cool. Whoa, look at that guy fly. Oh my goodness. Yo, what is going on? They're bouncing like crazy there. Thanks for the cheer, Sloppy. Yo, everybody's landing except for like 3 people. Yo, did you guys see that? That was intense. 462. I want a butter landing, and I also want to send it off. And once I send it off, that's when I'll be good. Yeah, Arctic Swag Gaming. You can't say bomb on an airplane game. It's like a curse word. Phat makes a goal playing mistake. He's like, oh well. When I do it, I'm like, ah! Topes, you wanna go outside? Can you speak? Speak? Come on, don't fake me out. Let's go. Dude, I don't get 100% often on that mini game, so it's exciting every time I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. What is he doing? Captain Toby. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jeremy. I'm with Phat Airlines. Oh snap! Look at stream avatars taking up the entire screen. How y'all doing today? How are you guys doing? Hope you have a fantastic day. Well, I'm having a right day. I woke up a little late, didn't get a lot of sleep, but I hope you guys are doing good. It was nice to see you all, but today we're going to play some LHR on my Phat Empire account, and we're also going to talk about this new thing that was kind of like softly announced during the Acid developers, and it's something called, let me see, does it look good on screen? I think it does. Right here, or future plans for new airport development. So I know during I did a live stream on the World of Airports 3.0 preview, and one of the things that I wanted to kind of that happened at the very end of that Acid developers and the World of Airports 3.0 preview was this announcement. So we're going to read the announcement in a few minutes. We're going to read it, we're going to talk about it. Let me turn off the sounds. Yeah, we're going to read it, talk about it, and we're going to get people's opinions, my opinion, your opinion, and what you guys think it's going to be. So one of the cool things is I think it seems like a way that we can get a lot of different airports into the game. So we're going to, let's read it now. Why not, right? Let's say hi to you guys. Yo, what's up? Easy, thank you for 10 months. Oh my goodness. We got Educate Learn here. We got Ultra here. Vertical Sentience is here. SF Strikers here. Sloppy's here. Educate, I said Educate already. You get 2 shout outs apparently. Made to Move is here. Blob King is here. Blob King, thanks for, I see your message. You say, Phat, I'm sorry it took a while to accept your A318 contract. I was very busy. Yeah, no problem, man. I just have to, at certain airports. So what you're talking about, what he's talking about is every week we give away a free contract plane to your airport in World of Airports on phatirlines.com, and it's free. All you gotta do is put in your username, your World of Airports username, and your email, and that will give you every week. Actually, as soon as you fill out this form, you're gonna get this week's airplanes email. And all you got to do is reply back to that email saying which airplane you want. What airport? It's only one airplane, but it's what airport you want it to. So, yeah, this week we're giving away a A318 from Leipzig. And Leipzig, we don't have a lot of passenger stands, right? So if somebody takes a long time to accept the plane, it kind of slows me down from sending other people planes. I have like 40 people still to send planes to this week, but don't worry. If you guys sent a reply to that email and it says what airport you want it to, I'm going to get it sent to you. Yo, nice. We got a giveaway, but there's no giveaways right now. Giveaways have to be turned off. Giveaways off. Where's the giveaways? Here he is. Refund given. All right. Anyways, that's the Phat Airlines website. We're going to talk about, though, this announcement that Kuwa-san made a few days ago. So I'm going to read it. Can I zoom in? I can't. So I'll just read it from left to right here. So with an endless list of requested airports, we've been looking for a way to at least partially meet the demand. That's why we started working on a system of generic airports, a game-changing feature that will allow us to rapidly expand the global airport network based on community requests. These airports will match real-world locations in name, codes, size, runway numbers, weather conditions, and geographical placement, ensuring a functional and realistic experience. While their initial appearance won't be strictly accurate, we will refine and adjust them over time based on player interest. Most importantly, these new airports will support all the key features of existing and planned airports, including dynamic taxiways based on aircraft size, multi-stand gates for flexible parking, parking maintenance and handling services, and wind-based landings and takeoff. This approach will not impact the size of the game, which is very important, while allowing us to introduce new airports much faster than before. As we see which airports become the most popular, we will gradually refine them to be more true to life. This is a huge step forward and an essential addition for alliances, connectivity, and the future development of the game. Stay tuned, this is just the beginning. We know that realism is... Oh, let's wait. Yep, we know that realism is key in our game, and we'll do our best to keep a high standard here too. But we also want to spread traffic worldwide as fast as possible so that alliances truly make sense. This system will let us add more airports quickly, keeping the gameplay dynamic and global, while still staying true to how real airports work. Over time, we'll fine-tune them based on what matters most to players. So that's pretty cool. I think there was a few more clarifying questions about this, which I want to see here. Is the idea around generic airports that the 3D landscape won't be as detailed, yet the core functions of the airport will remain in the game? And Kuba says the 3D airport will be detailed, but will not be the same as in reality, but airports will be nice. Oh, sorry. That was the wrong answer. Oh, maybe I didn't finish reading the rest of the question. All right. Will these generic airports also have some sort of pass system? Yes, but more simplified. Will generic airports be modeled at the same time as standard airports? And does this mean that generic airports will be upgraded into standard airports based on how much the community plays them? Kuba said exactly. How will the generic airports be chosen to be added as generic? Community voice. Those are size questions. From what I take it, the community will vote on the generic airports to be modeled, which will then be modeled into standard airports based on popularity. But at the same time, you and the dev team and modeling are modeling standard airports, so we will get an increased amount of airports overall. Kuba said yes. So that's pretty much it. So all right, let's go back to his main message over here. So it's pretty exciting, I think, you know. And we're going to bring up World Airports. We're going to put that Ask the Devs over here. All right. So we got a lot to talk about when it comes to that, right? We have to talk about what are generic airports, right? What does that mean? What do they do? What are generic airports? And then, you know, how do we get the airports? So I want to know what you guys' questions are, and I'll tell you what my perspective is. But the way I look at this is, actually, we probably need to go to YouTube for a second here. That's not what I wanted to do. We're going to get rid of that. Maybe I needed that. Whoops. We're going to go to Phat Airlines. We're going to go to YouTube alerts. And we're going to go down to the bottom here somewhere. Ask the developers live. All right. All right, where's this 777? It's right here. Let's go. Come on. Connected to airplane. All right. So if you guys didn't know, I have a stream on from the other day where Kuba-san played. It's not looking good on stream, so I'm not going to do that. But all right, let me go into my thoughts about what I think this means with generic airports. All right, so generic airports to me sounds like essentially we're going to be able to get a bunch of different airports based on like what we select on. I'm not sure if we have to like get those airports first approved by World Airports in order for it to even show up in the game, or if it's something that like, hey, I want to go to Philadelphia Airport. So I can log into Philadelphia Airport. A generic version of that airport is loaded up, probably with just the runways and the taxiways and like some basic stands. You're not going to have like a terminal in there. You're not going to have like the jetways. You're probably just going to have like the basic map for that airport, probably based on some sort of like flight maps and things like that. So I have to, that's what I think it might be. I don't know if it needs approval though. Like, is it something that's like almost AI generated based on, data that's already exists out there, like maps? Or is it something that they need to still kind of create for every single airport? What's the benefit of this generic airport? I mean, I think one of the cool things that they mentioned is that it's going to allow for alliances, right? So if we look at alliances, we're going to go to devblog 25, I think, right? No, it's even earlier than that. 24. Which devblog was alliances? I'll have to check. Let's see. 23. Yo, Voitando, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. We're looking for the dev blog on alliances. Aircraft light, that's not it. Gear up, is it? No way, it's a 20. It's 20, wow. All right, so with alliances, right? One of the things that they said with alliances is that how it calls. Alliances will connect players into groups where each member manages a specific airport. So like right now, there's only like 11 or 12 airports in the game. So I think if you look at the that generic feature, the generic airport feature, they said in the bottom, it'll be a huge step forward and essential addition for alliances. I think that's where it's going to be important, because then you could kind of pick any airport you want. You could pick one of the standard airports that are in the game already, or you can pick maybe something in Canada or something like that. So I think that's going to be opening up the opportunity where alliance size doesn't necessarily need to be limited. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I also think it's going to be a cool way for hey, can this airport be added into the game? I think what's going to happen, the way I kind of look at it based on his answers, is as more people play the generic airport, then it's going to be higher up on the World Airports developers radar, right? So if you have like only one person playing PHT airport, that airport is probably not going to get a standard model. But let's say you have like thousands of people playing YYZ in Canada, right? You have thousands of people playing that generic airport, then it's going to be on the World Airports radar, and they're going to use that information to kind of make that into a standard airport into the game. That's pretty much means to me that it will have a higher model, Not many active people. We need Flamingo. Can you guide me on how to play Washington Airport? Yeah, we could talk about Washington Airport. So yeah, I mean, that's what you feel like I'm absolutely wrong? I don't think I am, but there's a lot of things, because what I'm looking here is, with an endless list of requested airports, we've been looking for a way to partially meet the demand, right? So is that through? Well, how is that going to be met, right? So they're working on a system of generic airports, and it'll allow them to rapidly expand the global airport network. So they're going to match real world locations and name, code, size, runway numbers, weather conditions. So I know, like, the airport name, you can get that automatically. Airport codes, you can get that automatically. The size, that might be a little bit harder. The runway numbers, there's data out there that has that. The weather conditions, they already get that from METAR, right? Geographical placement, I mean, that's there. their initial appearance won't be accurate, right? So I think it could be any airport in the world. I think it could be any airport in the world. And they're going to support the key features of the game, which is all used, like, what's it called? The multi-stand gates is the hard part, I think. But depending upon where they get their airport maps, they might even have that information already. You think it means that they're going to pump out airports 4 to 6 a year and they're played enough? They might take someone from our team to make it tip top. That could be it too. You know, maybe I'm thinking too advanced. Maybe, you know, they're not using AI. But I think that would be a cool use of AI, right? Like if you could get AI to just automatically make the runway and the taxi paths and, you know, some basic stands based on real life maps, which is what happens already. You know, it's what the game's doing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited either way. If we're able to pick our airports, or if they are able to just kind of come out with some more like generic basic airports that aren't fleshed out, I think it's pretty cool. And essentially, the more you play an airport, it sounds like the more likely it's going to get like an actual model. So yeah, it's a huge step forward. Yo, Special Dancer, what's up, man? Nice to see you, bro. So let me think. I wanted to show like why I thought, like how I thought that it would look on the map, because if you look at the World of Airports 3.0 preview and you look at like the airport selection screen, the airport selection screen is completely revamped, right? So instead of the airport selection screen having just a list of all your airports, it actually takes you to like a map. It takes you to like the map view. So you have to go to the map. On the right hand side, it'll show you all the playable airports. Instead of like, since I'm in the map for my planes, my radar, it's showing me my planes. But on the 3.0, on an updated UI, it's a map in order for you to select what airport you want to play in. So that's part of the reason why I also thought generic airports could be any airport, because if you think about it, and this maybe I have to go to map contracts so that way you can actually really see. So we're going to go to map contracts real quick. So like, if I think about it, the way I think about it is, like I could probably like, and I might be wrong, right? Because that might be just too advanced for what a mobile game can do, right? But I was thinking maybe I could, you know, go to, you know, this airport right here, go to that airport. Or, you know, let's see, Canadians really want a Canadian one. So we can go to this airport right here and click on it and kind of like load a generic version of this airport, you know? So I think, I forget what the legend looked like on the 3.0, but there was a legend on the bottom. I didn't really read it fast enough, but I know there was different, like it told you that, you know, this color meant that they were for playable airports. This color was for non-playable airports. So they would probably add another color for like generic, maybe generic enabled airports. So maybe it's not an airport you select on the fly, right? But it could be just like, hey, these airports are all available as generic airports, kind of randomly selected throughout the world. Maybe that's what it is. Because maybe it's not AI generated. I know not everybody uses AI like that. So that's what I'm thinking. That's the way I kind of perceive it. And even if I'm wrong, ultimately I think that generic airports will allow, like they said, it's going to allow them to put out more airports. And they're also setting a standard, right? Like letting us know, hey, look, we want to release more airports, but in order to do that, we can't fully flesh out each of the airports, especially if like it's an airport that people don't even play. You know, what's the point of doing that? You know, I think in the Phat Airlines Discord, in gameplay chat, I think chat was a user named Chat was making a poll for like the past week or so about which airport to like remove, right? And you know, I think St. Martin was like the first one to like be voted off the island, you know? So in a lot of ways, this will kind of let us vote on, or, you know, indirectly vote by our playtime, I'm guessing, on which airports we want to see in the game. So, you know, is it going to be where you can just go to the map and you can select your favorite airport, or, you know, one of the airports that are here? Hey, I want to play this airport, I want to play that airport, and it just automatically loads? Or is it just another subset of playable airports, just not fully fleshed out, you know, selected by the devs, and they have to kind of enable it for generic use? I feel like if it's generic, then we should just let us play whatever airport or whatever destination, because it's already not going to match, right? But yeah, generic airports are like generic brands. It's cheap looking, but it does what it needs to do. Yeah, but like, if it depends on how they're going to. Yo, first off, bro, you got a lot of questions and then you got a lot of answers, man. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, what I would say is, it depends on how they're updating it, right? So if it's AI based, then I think that it could definitely be any airport we select on our own. But if they have to manually do it themselves, then yeah, I can see it, them having to do it. But if it's generic airport, then all I'm expecting to see is less detail than Innsbruck, right? So I'm gonna go to Innsbruck real quick, because you guys got to see what Innsbruck is, and this is what I picture every single airport, generic airport, to look like. We're gonna turn off 3D landscapes. We're gonna go to fast mode, okay? And I imagine that we're just gonna see a slab here, right? This green slab of grass. We're just gonna assume every single airport has grass. We're gonna see the runway. We're gonna see a taxiway that matches that airport, because most airports are pretty basic, like Innsbruck. You're probably just gonna see something like this. No terminals. You'll see a couple stands over here as well, and that's it. That's the way I kind of picture a generic airport. I don't picture it looking like an LHR or an Atlanta, you know. Can you go to Sand real quick? Sure. Why is there no Concorde plane in map contract? I don't think there's an active Concorde flight. It's all special. AI on this level will cost too much, probably. I disagree. 100% disagree. AI has gotten a very, very affordable, and if it makes them, so you gotta think about it this way too, right? If it allows them to create more airports, then they can charge anywhere from 4 to 20 or even more gold planes for you to unlock that airport, which will more than make their money back. And if, let's say, it's all free players, then the free players have to spend even more time playing their game, which is great for other players, because most of the, well, I usually recommend people play with other people, because the way, I mean, that's what World of Airports wants us to do, right? I mean, if you look at what they're saying here, where was it? It keeps bringing me to the bottom. It's kind of annoying. This system will let us add more airports quickly, keeping the gameplay. No, that's not what I wanted to read. It's about Here we go. This is a huge step forward and essential addition for alliances, connectivity, and the future development of the game. So like World Airports really wants us to like play with alliances, but it sounds like, you know, right now the way the system is planned, alliances just don't have enough airports in order to justify it, right? And then they want us to play with other people. Connectivity. So I think whether it is a generic airport that they need to create or something that is automatically generated when you get into an airport, I think it's either way going to be pretty cool, because you get to vote with your play time whether or not you want that airport to be in the game. I think it's really a really great step forward, because right, there's so many people who, I mean, every single Ask the Developer is filled with questions. Hey, is this airport coming? Hey, is that airport coming? And the answer is always like maybe, or it's like a yes or a no. And then people start asking, oh, so like then they ask when is it coming out, but they never gonna answer when it's coming out. And then they also then they go say like, oh, so and so airport has been confirmed, but like it really hasn't. It's just on their list. That doesn't really mean much. But now I think their list makes a lot more sense if you think about generic airports too. You didn't know AI could be used for that? I mean, if AI can generate full-scale videos and images, they can translate a flight map into, because like how do they could translate the maps. Let me see here, right? We can look. So, I was sent a better version of this, but let me see here. We're gonna go to images. So just AI could probably take this, right? Here's a runway, there's another runway. Here's some taxiways, here are some stands. You know, it won't be able to model the terminals, right? Or it might just be a generic building, you know? And then I mean, if it was up to AI, we'd probably even get these stands over here, right? So that's the way I kind of thought about it. There'll be probably just 2D versions. That makes a lot of sense too, Red Concord. Red Concord said maybe the generic airports will just be 2D versions. That makes a lot of sense too, where you could just get the map essentially, right? And have it built in. Let me bring the quality back up. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's all about what they want to accomplish, though. And they did say it wasn't going to add any storage or any like. It wasn't going to add any size to the game. So when I heard that, my first thought was, so anytime you load into a generic airport, it kind of downloads, but then once you leave, it like offloads from your device. So it can't, in my opinion, it can't be an airport like they manually created if it's not going to be downloaded to your device. I feel like it has to be like generated once you load into the airport. That's the way I think about like cloud-based. So that way it's not storing any data on your device. Because how else are you going to have an airport that doesn't add to the game size, but yet you have, you know, a lot more airports? Not sure, right? We're gonna have to see. Yo, what's up, hockey fan? What's up, Adam Cack? What is up, Blob King? What A380 you got out of me? I don't know. Sweet. So okay, back to LHR. So at LHR, we are level 70. We need level 81 in order to get to Sydney. So my goal, I guess, right now is I want to knock this 194 down to maybe 125 or so. And then I see a lot of you guys want me to go to Innsbruck. Is that what I'm seeing, guys? You guys want me to go to Innsbruck? Because I can do that. If we go get this this queue down to 125 from 195, I wouldn't be against doing some Innsbruck. No. Nice, Hammy. I hope you're enjoying your puzzle. Yeah, we are so close to Prague at Bari. That is true. And we finally have like a decent number of large planes. Not a lot, not a little bit. I'll put it on a vote. I'll put it on a vote. Voitando's the only one who wants me to go. Gotcha. Can I accept your X contract? Sorry, yeah, I wasn't even paying attention. Let me open that up so that way I can pay attention to it. All right, we got Mert with the L and Fleeting with the X. Sorry to both of you for that delay. I was so busy talking about the generic airports that I did not think about it. About looking at the redemptions. All right. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions when it comes to generic airports, but ultimately, I guess the most exciting thing with generic airports is that it's going to allow more airports in the game. So we thought like 4 airports in 1 year was going to be a lot. Imagine getting like 6, 8, a lot more. And it was funny because during that stream, somebody was like, imagine if every single airport in the world was in the game. And I kind of laughed at that. And then after this announcement was made, like, man, maybe that's actually possible. Maybe that is actually possible. We're on the last handling, Voitando. That's sad. So like you like don't want to cancel it, but you kind of do. You think it'll be a race to max the airports? What does that mean? Oh, and by the way, one of the things we're going to do is when the new airport GRU unlocks or releases, I should say, we are going to do a call sign competition for GRU. The call sign competition is going to last for a little bit longer than most call sign competitions. I'm thinking we're going to make it last for like 1 or 2 months. That way people have a chance to unlock the airport, but also have a chance to buy airplanes or buy the premium pass. But that's when GRU comes out, we are going to host a call sign competition. I don't know what the prizes are going to be, but I know at least the top 3 are going to get VIP on Discord and also on YouTube or on Twitch, wherever you want it. And then we'll also have additional rewards on top of that. So that way, if you guys are not playing MSY or don't have MSY maxed yet, might be a good idea, especially if you want to join in on the call sign competitions. I figured it's hard for us to do call sign competitions now for older airports because there's been so many planes already like entered that it just doesn't make sense because people already have the same planes. Like, and once you get a good call sign, you're not deleting that plane. You're not removing it. So it just becomes stale because we see the same call signs here and there over and over again. So I think with the new airport, it'll be fun to like kind of do a call sign competition there. Brazilian airlines have the registration PS. Ooh. I wonder what kind of cool call signs we'll get with that registration, right? We'll have to see. But I'm excited because it's been a while since we did a competition, and I don't know when GRU is going to come out. So I'm going to make a post on the Phat Airlines Discord about this, so that way everybody can prepare. Once the airport is actually out and I can see what that looks like, then I'll make like some like rules towards it. Like I might have like an X tier, you know, or actually now World of Airports 3.0, they might have different airplane stand size, right? So it says here, new aircraft size categorization, right? So, and that's starting with 3.0. It wasn't in the preview we saw the other day, but maybe what I have to do is kind of create 6 tiers. So, because like the way I think about it is, it's like if you have a small plane, like what's currently a small plane, and it has a great call sign, it's still not as impressive as having like an A388 with an impressive call sign. Because like how many, it's like if you look at how much these planes cost, right? Yo, Voitando, thank you for resubscribing. I missed it, I think, earlier. But if you look at how much these planes cost, right? If you buy an AT-43, you know, 10 times or 100 times, you're paying as much as a person did for one Concorde, you know? So you have 100 attempts to get a good call sign, while the Concorde buyer has only 1 attempt, you know, with the same amount of wallers. So that's one of the things I want to like make sure is part of the call sign competition we're going to host, because I don't want people just buying cheap planes. I mean, if that plane works for you in that airport, great, buy it. But I also want people to get good planes. How far is BKK from Nagoya? It is, I don't know the exact distance. What I do know though is that a lot of medium planes can make it. Yes, I love you. That's a cool one. Vertical sentience. What's up, Catalin? Priyanshu, nice to see you. How to give a giveaway on Discord. So giveaways right now are limited to only VIPs. VIPs are people who have YouTube membership, people who have a Twitch subscription. You could be a Discord subscription. The cheapest way to get VIP is by joining on YouTube under the basic economy membership, which is only $1 a month. But right now it's only VIPs are allowed to do it. Oh, you can also get VIP by leveling up in the chat, but that could literally take you a year of activity. There's a lot of people who have VIP now for free, but yeah, there is a way you could get it for free. It's just you got to be active. But I'm working with Hidden. Hidden created our Discord bot, so I'm working with Hidden to create a new reputation system. Alongside our World of Airports giveaway bot. So I have a few ideas on how that reputation system is going to work, but one of the cool things that I want to achieve out of that reputation system is that once you get a certain number of kudoses, or like people who recognize you as a player of the game, as a good contract partner, then you will gain access to start some giveaways, or maybe a limited access for giveaways until you reach another status. So right now we don't have a way for non-VIPs to do giveaways, but it's something I'm actively working on right now. SF Striker said maybe generic airports will work like Minecraft or No Man's Sky, with procedurally generated map based on some characteristics of airports. That's what I was talking about. That's why I think I couldn't think of the word procedurally generated. Thank you. But like, you have maps like this, and I know, actually we can even go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram, right? Because when you look at some of their older posts on World of Airports, it's not just, oh yeah, all posts. Okay. If we look at some of their older posts, like when they're working on their computer. Let me see, I'm trying to find it. Where the devs are working on their computer, you'll see they have the airport map. Nope, that's not an airport. They got this, right? I don't know. Well, actually, that's, I think, their dev system. So yeah, it doesn't have to be like purely procedurally generated like No Man's Sky, but if they have these flight map, the what is it called, the runway map, the taxi map, the airport map, they have this information, so it could be based off of that, and then the rest of the environment could be procedurally generated. The stand, you know. Where is this stuff I'm looking for? And then, you know, somebody else was saying like it could just be 2D map as well, which wouldn't be bad. Like we don't need to have 3D everything. I guess it doesn't exist. Either that or I passed it already. I'm in like 2023 now. Is this it? Nope, that's an airplane. And my music stopped too. Is this it? Nope. Why is this album so short? So yeah, I'm thinking something like this, right? You got St. Martin here. Right? So I'm thinking using something like the AI, or, you know, procedurally generated based on this kind of map where they have this information already online available. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. What's up, Duck? Nice to see you. What's up, Rhoda Bridge? My Discord notifications aren't muted. Oh, I know why. Okay, my bad about that. I have Discord on my browser because I'm playing this game anonymously. I'm playing a different game anonymously. So I had created a separate Discord account, and like Discord doesn't let you quickly switch users. So I have to use Discord on the browser, and then I have my desktop app. My browser is still tied to my stream sounds, whereas the desktop app is not tied to the stream sound. So I muted that. Good looks. Thank you, Hemi. Kind of didn't even realize it was coming through. How do you get so many silver planes? Blob King asked. So first thing is I do a lot of player contracts, right? So when it comes, I always talk about this because it's important. This is an event plane, so it's not, I'm gonna land that. But when you're doing a player contract, you're gonna start off at the 10 out of 10 handlings, right? So you're gonna get the maximum rewards, because if you're not doing a player contract, which I don't think I have many or any. Here, I have this one. If you start with a non-player contract, you start off at 1 and you have to work your way up. You can click on the upgrade button to see like what it looks like once you're at level 10. But if you were to send an E170, you'd get like the similar rewards to what you're seeing there at level 10 if you were to send that to another player. So I do player contracts. Not only that, but I had the premium pass here at LHR, and at level 70, they gave us 10,000 silver planes, so that helped a ton. I also, you know, on my main account where I got 2.8 million right now, I also tried to go back to other airports So I have a lot of airports. I have all the airports unlocked, right? But not all the airports are maxed. So I go back in and play the non-maxed airports so I get those rewards. I do tons of player contracts. I know once you hit like 100,000 silver planes, then I would start considering, well, actually, once you're at like 20,000, you could, and you're playing every single day or close to it, you could buy this one. You always want to buy the 10 gold planes for 10,000 silver planes. That's like that needs to be instantly bought as soon as you get 10,000 silver planes. And it's like for me in 6 minutes, it needs to be instantly bought. But once you have like 25 or 20,000, and you're playing daily. I don't play daily on this account. This is my stream only account. So that's why I'm not buying this, because I don't play daily. But once you hit like 20,000, you're a daily player, you could probably start to consider buying this one, 1,500 for one gold plane. And then once you start leveling up even further, like I would say at like 100,000 silver planes, you could probably do it with less. But at 100,000, I'm super comfortable with giving the recommendation of people starting to buy contract capacity with their silver planes. The interesting thing about buying contract capacity with your silver planes is that because you have 3 more contracts that you're able to do with other players, that means you also have 3 more chances to get 574 silver planes over and over and over again, just from the rewards from a plane. And if you're getting like A388s, that's even higher, right? So that's what I would recommend, because it kind of like stacks. What else? Also, what I like to do, and I'm even doing it right now, is I like to activate the tower managers. Depending upon your play style, changes how I recommend how you should use the tower managers. But I think everybody really should use the approach manager, because the number one goal in at least World of Airports is you need to have the planes landed. You can't handle planes unless they're on the ground and at their stand. So I highly recommend everybody activate the approach manager for however long you're playing that airport. Departure manager is maybe not necessary, because with the departure manager, you can, if your airport has too many planes departing, you can simply exit to main menu and then come back in, and all the departing planes will be gone. The only bad part about exiting the menu and coming back is that all these planes that haven't parked yet will have to land again and taxi again. So like even this plane technically right now, well, now it's parked, but like all those planes that are taxiing will have to land back again when you go back to menu. So it might delay you a little bit, but if you have an abundance, a whole lot of planes that are departing and it's like causing issues, you can always go back to main menu, or you can just turn on the departure manager. That way they can make sure the departure manager will make sure that those planes take off. One thing to keep in mind with the departure manager is, especially on airports where you're sharing a runway for landings and for departures, is that it seems like a lot of the departures, you'll have 3 departures for 1 arrival. That's going to be updated in 3.0, where we're going to have a slider to change what that ratio looks like, so that way it can be manual to us. But like at an airport like Nagoya, it could be a good idea to pause this manager every once in a while. That way you could focus on getting more planes landed and less planes departing. Delivery, I usually don't activate much. I'll activate it on a max out airport where I don't care which planes land first and where planes are going. So at like Washington or Bangkok, those are the 2 airports where I might be turning on that delivery manager. Also, it's not too hard to like also assign the gates yourself, especially when you have like hundreds of planes. You just wait for a stand to open up and assign it yourself. For ground is really important too, because it not only does it manage pushbacks, but it also manages crossing the runway. So here at LHR, for example, you do have an opportunity where planes need to cross the runway, right? So any cargo plane or any planes that are down here at this terminal, When they're leaving, when they're departing the airport, they need to cross the runway. So the ground manager will automatically manage not only pushbacks, but also crossing the runway. So that'll be helpful, especially like LHR, Washington, BKK, Muscat, any airport where you have planes crossing the runway. That will be super useful for. So yeah, what I typically do is I'll activate approach and maybe ground now, because like if I'm playing Washington, I always turn on ground because of the way the map looks. But yeah, once you have like any amount of silver planes, I would still recommend using the approach. You know, every single day you get 100 silver planes for free. All right. So if you activate the approach manager and it costs you 15 to activate, and then it costs you 10 to extend, that's 30 minutes that you have of this tower manager that will automatically land your planes. And in 30 minutes, you can get a lot of work done. For me, it doesn't feel like I'm getting a lot done because I have 190 something planes that were here waiting for landing, but things are getting done. All right, I need to scroll up on chat. Sorry. What would happen if someone spent a bunch of gold planes on a procedurally generated airport and it's never fully developed? So that's a great question, right? In my head, Genesis Airways, if somebody spent gold planes on a generic airport, right, and then it ends up not being developed, I see, well, we would have to see what they actually price it, but I think the logical way for them to approach it is almost like that's early access, right? So when you buy a video game on early access, you usually have to still buy the game, and you could, well, yeah, you have to buy the game, but the game is usually at a discount. So that's how I imagine this would also work. You would have to buy the generic airport. Right, you would have to buy the generic airport. I don't know if it's procedurally generated or not. That's my assumption. I think that's another cool way to kind of build the game up a little bit better, or not better, but build the game up. But I would think that generic airports would be at a discounted gold plane rate than their fully modeled counterpart. So it's early access. You would pay maybe 50% of the normal price. So if that airport would normally cost, because it's a big airport or something, it would cost you like 24 gold planes, then maybe to unlock the generic one would cost 12. Maybe it doesn't even cost you to play generic airports. We don't really know how that's going to work. But I also know that sometimes early access games have a much more flexible return policy. So I wonder if that would be a possibility as well. Not sure. They haven't really talked about like money when it comes to it. Same thing with alliances. They didn't talk about how that would work, or like, because like, would everybody be able to start an alliance? My hoping for alliances is that like you have to pay a large amount of silver planes in order to start an alliance. That is kind of my hope. It's also because you want somebody to lead an alliance who plays the game. You don't want really somebody who doesn't play the game to lead an alliance. It's just going to be a bad experience for all the players in that alliance. But yeah, they haven't really talked about much about that, so I'm not sure, man. What's up, Airlines Santiago? Catalan was trying to play WoA and you're kicked out of the game. Yeah, it's funny because people were asking the developers on Thursday. They were asking like, when can we see big airports like Atlanta? And then Kuba-san was like, maybe when the iPhone 20 comes out, you know. And then somebody asked about another airport, which was like even bigger. And he's like, yeah, maybe when the iPhone 26 comes out. And it's like, and like people in the World of Airports Discord, like regular chat, was saying like World of Airports isn't even like that. Like my game runs fine. I'm like, yeah, but because you have a newer device, there's lots of people out there who don't have newer devices who struggle, like Cattle in here, who's getting kicked out of the game while playing. That stinks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. You need an iPhone 26. That's what you need. Fighter jets would be cool, I guess. Old WoA airport unlock system versus new system. You know, that would be a pretty cool take on how to handle generic airports, right? Like, hey, you get one generic airport for free, handle 100,000 passengers at this generic airport, and then you can unlock another generic airport for free. That would be a pretty cool system, like a return to like the old system while still also keeping things free, because that's I think that's one of the philosophies of World Airports developers is, you know, they have to make money, right? It's a game. They have server costs and other costs. You got to pay wages and stuff, but they want to keep the game still accessible for free to play players. So like, there's nothing in this game that is not available to you as a free player. You can unlock everything. I know a few free-to-play players who have the Concorde, all right? So everything is available to you as a free-to-play player. It's all about how you prioritize your gold plane spending, and also about how much, well, getting the 17,000 silver planes every single week. Once you do that, you're going to be good to go. All right, let's get my gold planes. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. Guys, you're watching an ad. How do you feel about that? And it's making music. I did not tell you to make music. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, you didn't know you could pause tower managers? Nice. I'm glad that helped you out. So yeah, I think, you know, being able to have that's a cool, like, I'm glad somebody said that, because about unlocking generic airports, like using the old school WoA unlock method, that'd be pretty cool. Because, like, I mean, but they did say that the generic airports would also have simplified rewards as well. So is that like still a progress rewards, like a airport rewards like we see here with a premium pass, or is that something else? What makes you more money? Buying fleet planes? Yo, what's up, baby? Thanks for following. What makes you more money? Buying fleet planes or getting them in passes, because your medium planes have 2,000 wallers and mine only have 500. So having your own fleet planes are going to make you the most money, right? But you also mentioned about getting them into passes. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but if you look at the pass, you see right here, like a plane that says airplane. These planes go into your fleet. All right, so those are fleet planes. So these planes are even better than ones that you buy, because you don't even have to buy, like, you don't have to unlock the plane, and you don't even need to pay for any wallers for the plane. So like, these planes are profitable right off the bat, you know, because you never paid for them. If you're talking about these contracts here, these are just the same. These are regular contracts. So regular contracts, whether they're with another player or with a regular airline, those contracts are always, they're going to make you less. So like, you see this plane right here from let's see if I got, there's a 789 here, 789. Where are my planes? Do I have any planes here? I have an A333, but no 789. Oh, here's an A388, right? So my A388 makes me 11,833, and Mertz, which is also going to Muscat. They're both going to Muscat from LHR. And my plane's making me almost 12,000, and Mertz plane's only making me 3,000. So your own fleet plane will always make you more money. Yeah. Than any other contract. Juan said that slider that you mentioned to change the ratio of landing to departures is what we had in 1.0 is very helpful to be used. Yep, I agree. I love that feature. Now what I figured out, what you have to do is you have to pause the managers. Like you have to, like I was playing Nagoya last night, and I had a much better time playing Nagoya after, you know, realizing, oh, I need to come in here and pause the departure manager, so that way the more planes can land. Because it was like we had like 3 planes taken off and 1 plane would land, and it was just like, no, I need more planes on the ground. All your uncollected liveries are cataloged now to collect them. Nice. Early access with the cost of silver planes. That could be something else too. You know, not everything should, well, I think, yeah, we need more ways to spend our silver planes. Now, not everybody will agree with that, but we do need more ways to spend silver planes, because it does snowball. Once you like pass 100,000 silver planes, it snowballs. Unless you stop playing, you know, that's the only time it stops snowballing. But if you keep playing, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Alliance will probably be out when the iPhone 20 comes out. What's going to come in first? GTA 6 or Alliances, right? Can I join your alliance, Phat? So we are going to start a Phat Airlines alliance. I don't know what the name is going to be. I think it's going to use it's going to have a name that probably spells out PHAT. That's what I'm thinking it might end up becoming. But as far as like accepting people, I can't promise anything. We have very little clue on how alliances are going to work in World of Airports. It sounds like you're going to have 1 member per airport in the alliance. So like right now, that means we would only have like what, 11 or 12 people in the alliance. So in that case, 14, you'd have 14 people in the alliance. So in that case, it would be a real exclusive group, right? But if they, depending upon how generic airports work, you know, we could probably have a lot more than just 14, right? So I am not accepting like applications. I don't want it. I don't want to be exclusive necessarily. I do want it to be active, right? So that's going to be important for me when I'm doing my alliances. I want my alliance members to also actively play World of Airports. You know, vacations are fine. You know, getting sick's not okay, but like that happens. You know, get well soon. Yeah, so it's hard for me to promise yes you can join or no you can't, because there's so much we don't know about alliances. Because like we can go back to that dev blog about alliances, which I think is number 20. Yep. So like it says here, where each member manages a specific airport, right? So there's going to be a lobby, a hub. You're going to have goals and ratings and leaderboards, dedicated airports, custom liveries. Joining an alliance will be a team decision, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so there's just a lot of unknown as far as like how many people, what does the leaderboards or challenges look like for alliances, right? Because I want to make sure that my alliance, that we're always we're completing the challenge. I don't care about being in first place necessarily. That'll be pretty cool if we could make first place in our challenges, or in the leaderboards. But I want to make sure we get the challenges and we get those rewards, you know? So we'll have to see what that looks like. As soon as that comes out though, I know I'll start making a plan for that. as soon as we get more info. Kamikaze said new UI points to that. I'm not. Do we know that for sure? Hold on. Tower will be more powerful in 3.0, but more expensive. So the only part, Kamikaze, that I'm not sure about is if those silver plane amounts are going to be final. I don't know if they're going to be more expensive or not. There was a lot of, if you look back at the replay and you look through the text in that tower manager, there were some sections that had placeholder information, and a lot of that information was like all placeholder text. So I'm guessing too that the silver plane amounts could also be placeholder and not final. But yes, they did make the new tower manager, or the tower manager in 3.0 is definitely going to be a lot more powerful. Looks like we have more options potentially for speed. We also can select a longer period of time. So instead of having to click each time you want to extend it for 15 minutes, you can actually set it up to be a straight hour if you want it to. So that's going to be pretty cool. Red Conquest, I don't know why they came out with this phone, iPhone 16e. They needed a cheap phone for because like the iPhones are like $800 now, you know. The Pro is like $1,000, and most people they could barely afford a $600 phone. And now, I mean, you break up the phones into like 3-year payments now, so it makes it a little bit more affordable. All right, I'm like 9 minutes behind in chat, so I'm scrolling. A lot of you guys are asking questions that I've already answered too, so I'm skipping over them for now. I might answer them again later, but I want to make sure the questions I haven't already answered are answered. Janice, no, ASB Mix VR asked, "Are event planes worth the contract?" Why not? Why not? I always accept the local contract here because it doesn't cost me anything. I always accept the random player arrival contract because it doesn't cost me anything, and I always accept the event plane contract. Like, the only time you might want not yeah, why not? Always, I always accept them. You just have to for the event planes, you just have to handle it once, and then the contract is done. So like, if you're worried about your contract capacity, those event planes only have one handling, and then they're done. So you're only holding up one single contract capacity for a few minutes, you know, unless you're waiting for that plane to land and stuff. But that's the same thing over here with the random player arrival. It's only one contract, so I just accept it every hour. I accept the random player arrival and I let it land. I handle it, get, you know, anywhere from like 5 to like 20 silver planes. I cheer and then I move on. Event planes will get you 10 silver planes and 5 XP. So if you're still leveling up an airport, really cool, because that's a lot of XP for one handle. And 10 silver planes is, you know, it's not good, it's not great, but it's free, right? My Discord is having you confused. I don't hear any Discord notifications. I have Discord muted here. Oh, is it from this Discord? I'm gonna close it. I'm done talking about Discord. It could be from my iPad. Is the update date known or not yet? So we were in the dev blog that was released on Wednesday, and that video about the dev blog came out on my YouTube today. So on the dev blog, it said that they're still on track for 3.0, which includes a lot of different changes like the UI, the new airport GRU, airplane size change as well. That is still scheduled to come out in the first quarter of 2025. So what that means, because a lot of people are asking what does Q1 mean, what that means is it could come out anywhere between January 1st and March 31st, the first quarter of the year. You know, if you break up the year into 4 quarters, you get 3 months. It's not easy earning silver planes to 10,000 for 10 gold planes. I know it's not easy, especially when you're first starting off, but you gotta play for like 30 minutes per day. But even though it's not easy, that is the goal. You need to save up for 10,000 silver planes for 10 gold planes. If you were to buy 10 gold planes using this option here, you're wasting 5,000 extra silver planes. All right, so that's why you need to save up for this. I know it's tough. I know it doesn't. You got to be patient, you know, especially you see that button there. You just want to push it, right? You just want to get 1 gold plane right now. But I promise you, if you can get 1 gold plane now, then just wait, you know, wait a few more, keep playing, handle those planes, and you'll get more. Once you start like handling a bunch of player planes, you'll start to notice that like every single day you're going to get some silver planes. That even happens on this account where it's like I'll be playing one Saturday and I'm getting like 10,000 silver planes just from one gaming session, right? And then another day, the next Saturday, I could be playing and I'll get only 3,000 silver planes. But essentially, because I have so many different players that I play with and they're all at different stages, some days are more successful than others when it comes to silver planes and XP. But every day I'm getting silver planes because I'm handling these planes. They're all progressing through the pass, through their contract, and eventually they finish. I think it's much better to play a little bit every single day than to play a lot on one day. All right, that's another tip too. People happy alliance team. Mert said, can I join to your alliance? Yeah, probably, Mert. Mert plays more than I do, and Mert's on every single stream. I think I could promise you a spot, bro. Yeah, I'm still catching up on chat. I'm like 4 minutes behind now, so I'm catching up slowly. But some of you guys ask questions that take a little bit of time for me to answer because I like to give context. All right, cool. I'm all caught up on chat now. Did I buy my 10 gold planes? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm even considering buying this one, but on this account, I think I'm better off getting contract capacity, so that way I don't have to spend gold planes. I'd rather spend my gold planes on things that like you can't get for free, you know? That's always my philosophy is, you know, use your gold planes on things you can't get for free. Why does the Concorde cost so much? Isn't it that way in real life too? Does Tower Manager handle planes automatically? No. That's something that will never happen in this game. The developers were very clear that they want you to interact, right? The Tower Managers are great because it helps you. That's weird. The Tower Managers are great because it will let you it'll automatically like land your planes, it'll automatically push back your planes, it'll automatically assign gates. But it won't automatically handle planes. You still have to go into the handling crew, and even in 3.0 with the new UI is going to give you a slider for handling crew, so you can still tap if you like tapping, but you could also slide your handling crew all the way up to 13, but you always have to manually start handling. But if you want the actual handling of all the services, you can handle it manually, but I always pay for the ramp agent. The only time I don't pay for a ramp agent is like in a brand new airport, when I'm like super close to unlocking another stand and I need that extra handling crew and that extra contract capacity, and I'm trying to save up a little bit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to the game and I'm gonna handle everything. But if you have the ramp agent on, the ramp agent's gonna automatically start all these services for you, and it's also going to finish handling for you as well. So essentially, if you have all the tower managers on and the ramp agent on, the only thing you have to really handle is to begin handling the plane. After that, everything's pretty much automatic. Shams, you bought the premium pass at Nagoya. Nice. Hammy asked if they have a spot on the Alliance. Yeah, you probably do too. I don't want everybody to be asking though. Then some people might get upset. Like, what? I'm not gonna be on the Alliance? I don't have a guaranteed spot? I'm like, yeah, sorry. You don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. FL Hockey Fans, I just wish they had a max button. Yeah, the slider definitely helps for that though. The slider for selecting the handling crew, and the slider for, you know, setting your tower manager's time. Like the sliders, I know I wish the max button would be nice too, but the slider really, I feel like, will solve a lot of our issues. Priyanshu said you're playing BKK, you're at level 53, you purchased 3 to 4 A21 NXs, but now you decided to buy some L passenger planes. Can you suggest any good L planes with cheaper price? It's tough, right? Because we could take a look. What do I have? Do I have any unlocked already? No, so all these planes I unlocked mainly because we knew that the plane was going to get an update. So when it comes to L planes and you're looking for cheaper ones, you know, A306 is the cheapest one, right? It's actually no, yeah, it's the cheapest one for passenger. But the A306, right, I don't think it really has that much range, 4,000 range. Let's compare that to the A332. I think the A332 has like 1,000 more range than the A306. So if you compare that with like the medium plane, the 752, right? So the A306 can really only go on the same flights as a 752. You know, maybe a few more destinations based on demand and things like that, but based on range, it has the same range as a 752. All right, so what I would probably go with is the A332. It's only 239,000 wallers. Compare that to, you know, like the B77W, which is another 150,000 on top of that. So I would probably go with the A332. You got 5,000 range on that. You know, and then you start going to A333, which is also kind of a little bit more expensive. It has some range, but still not as much as the A332. You look at I think both of these should be the same. So you look at the 346s, and now we're starting to get into the more expensive side. Oh, let's look at 762. 762 might be good too. Look at that range. So 762 might be good. I haven't really played with it too much. I know it's like it costs a lot in gold planes, so it makes it a little bit harder to recommend, but definitely something that you could consider as well. It has some range and it's not too expensive, right? 225,000. So that could be in your options list. 763 just doesn't have, it has the same range as the A332. So maybe the 762 should be on the list there. 764, we're starting to get a little bit more expensive. Not as much range as a 762. 762 with that 6,000 range, pretty solid. Oh, I need to scroll back up. Boy Tondo said, bro, I want the answer. What, you want to know if you're going to be in the alliance? Yeah, maybe. If you keep playing the same rate that you've been playing recently, like 100%, yeah. But I know, like, you know, you got a lot of things that are out of your control, right? Like, you don't control your exams, you know? You don't control a lot of things right now, so it's hard to say. Yo, Aviation Quace and Fedez, thank you for subscribing to the channel, both of you guys. Hammy, have you heard my Discord recently? Or anybody? I also dislike it when I'm watching a streamer and their Discord is going off, because I have the same problem where it's like, oh my gosh, I need to check my Discord, and then I'm like, wait, that's not mine, it's the streamers. So I don't want to be that person, so let me know if it's on. What's up, Cleo? Mr. K? Fleeting said, if Phat Airlines starts his alliance, I can do BKK and Muscat. Nice. I don't even know, like, what airport would I want to main. I wouldn't main LHR, though. Even though LHR is a fun airport, in my alliance, I would not main LHR. Kamakai says, we'll see what airports we will have for alliances. Yeah. If it sounds like generic airports will be in alliances, too, though. So that'll be pretty interesting. I know after the stream today, I'm going to go to Costco, so that's going to be pretty exciting, right? Bleeding said, spot for me in your alliance? I think so, maybe. But it's going to be hard to promise, right? Because there's a lot of things we don't know. A lot of things we don't know. Magis Kai's started another giveaway, so if you guys Magic, thank you for starting a giveaway. If you guys don't know what he means by starting a giveaway, even if you're watching the replay on the Phat Airlines Discord, we have, actually I can go to Discord right now. On the Phat Airlines Discord, we have plane contract giveaways. If you don't have the giveaway channels, are located in WoA contract section. And over here you have plane contract giveaways. You have small planes, medium, large planes, you have X planes, and even special planes. So right now there is one special plane contract that ends in 49 minutes that's currently active, which means I need to start a giveaway as well. I have a special plane to give away, so I'm gonna set that up right now. It's gonna be for like a couple of days, so there's no rush, so that way if you're watching the replay or here live, you can join it. But thank you for creating giveaways. VIPs are right now the only people that are able to start a giveaway, but we're looking at ways to kind of expand that to more people. All right, there we go. So I started a giveaway. I started a giveaway with a contract of an A225 from Leipzig to a suitable airport of your choice, which ends in 4 days. That giveaway, that plane can, I think, go to Washington or to Muscat, by the way. So there's only two airports it can go to. But yeah, we're gonna have videos out soon on Discord all about the giveaway channel and how to use it as a VIP or as just a user. So thank you for starting some giveaways. I really appreciate that. I really like the giveaways because it gives everybody an equal chance. You know, all the 10 people and the more who join later on, it doesn't care if you're a VIP, unless it's a VIP only giveaway, then only VIPs can join. But it doesn't care if you're a VIP. It doesn't care if you are new on the Discord. It doesn't even care if you've never made a single message on the Discord. You can still enter to win, and you can still win. There's actually been a couple of people who've won giveaways who've never typed a single message before in the Discord until they won the giveaway. Then they had to tell me what airport and their username is. But essentially, yeah, everybody has an equal shot at winning, and I love that because, one, like, for new players, it's one way to kind of get your name out there to, like, not just me, but, you know, to Sammy, to Kamikaze, to Red Concord, you know, some of our VIPs. And, you know, a lot of our VIPs, we have some big fleets. We have a lot of contract capacity. Some of us have multiple accounts. So definitely good to have. Yeah, Tammy, thank you for letting me know. It's perfect now. It might not be perfect now because I just opened up Discord on my iPad, but now it's in the background and it's not on the side. So I'm thinking it should still stay good. Actually, you know why? I should have just done this and then notifications would stop ringing. No, thank you, Hammy. You were not rude at all. I appreciate it. That's something I want to know about. Because I didn't even hear it in my headphones. So sometimes it happens. Your mom just had a baby. Nice. Congrats to your mom, and congrats to you for being having a new sibling. Chameleon said, I'm pretty new to WoA currently, and you got some good tips. Innsbruck's kind of tough, man. You kind of have to, like, work your way through it. Innsbruck, you want to, like, you have to balance unlocking more stands, but also getting equipment. I would see what I did at my Innsbruck was I did like 1/3 of my contracts were non-player contracts. Another third of my contracts were fleet planes, but that's because I bought the premium pass at Innsbruck, so I had fleet planes from that premium pass. And then the other third were other player contracts. You can find a lot of players are on the Phat Airlines Discord, especially. A lot of players are willing to send you planes to your Innsbruck because, like, LHR is a airport that a lot of players, especially like the people with larger fleets, they'll play a lot of LHR. And LHR, you can send a lot of planes to Innsbruck from LHR. So join the Phat Airlines Discord, make a post on the contract board here. So what I would tell you to do is go to the contract board, you know, make a new post here, read the rules, you know, and you would make a post like this, like accepting contracts to my inn, you know, 5 slots available, something like that. You would, you know, type in your message here, like username, Phat Empire, looking for mainly SMS planes, will take a few M. And then, like, it also helps, like, if you say you're a daily player, that could help. And then you include some tags. So in this case, you would put the Innsbruck tag. That way, when people search, you can even pick, you know, small, medium tier, because that's what you're looking for, passenger, and then hit save. And then you post it. Then your post will be on the contract board for all to see. So in this case, we're going to go like to Twill here. He has a contract board post where for him, you can request planes using a Google form, and then you can check on the status of it. So you fill out this form for Twill. I think Twill's not feeling well right now, but you can fill out that form, get some contracts. You can look here, and you got a lot of people. Hammy right here sending planes. Hammy also asked for a form for a chance to get a contract, so you could do that. You could, you know, look at these giveaways for S planes, right? So we have It's Just Alfie giving away a CRJ from Washington to a suitable airport. So that wouldn't go to Innsbruck for you. So that wouldn't be compatible. You can look at the M plane giveaways, see if there's any active here. There's one active right here from It's Just Alfie with a BCS3 from LHR to a suitable airport. Oh, this one's ended already, so never mind. So yeah, you could look at the contracts. There's giveaways happening all day on the Discord. Some contracts will be for a longer period of time, or some giveaways will be for like multiple days. A lot of them are for like maybe 1 or 2 hours. That way everybody has a chance at winning. Why don't they give us more Alliance news? I think they just they need to build in more technology into the game, I feel. Before they can really give us more news. Why don't they give you 3.0 for test to chat with us? I don't know. I did offer to do that again for them, like I did for the 2.0 preview and test. I think I did a good job last time because like I when I'm not streaming it, I'm beta testing, so I find all the bugs and then I do my best to avoid showing the bugs on the stream, because that's one thing is especially if it's a beta, not showing the bugs is something that they want to make sure we do. But I did offer it, and the offer is still up there. How to change username? There's no way to change your username right now. Some people do have success reaching out to support, which is I think it's support@flyboys.games, and you can email them and maybe they'll change your username. But in Ask the Developers the other day, they actually said that they're building on a feature to have that in the game. The same thing actually with Google and Apple. Did you see that, Hammy? I'm pretty sure you did. But they're looking at a way to make it so you can bring your Apple account to Google, your Apple World of Airports accounts to Google, and Google World of Airports accounts to Apple. I'm pretty excited for that. Can't wait for that. Do I follow 3 minutes of aviation? I don't think so. Change to airport BKK. I do not have BKK unlocked on this account. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the Bari in about 15 minutes. I want to get down to 125 for landings. Oh, actually, yeah. Is there a way a system can be implemented when you can see how active a player is in percentage, so when you want to connect with another player or another? Oh, I think I know what you're saying, Jordan. I'm not a developer, first off, so I don't have any input on the development process any more than you do. But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to kind of just be able to keep an eye on, or have a way to keep track of which contracts are moving and which ones aren't, right? So if I go in here and I look at these contracts, right, I like this one right here, it's at BKK, so it's like, all right, is this player actually playing? Not sure, right? But we keep looking at all these, right here, Airlines Santiago. I know he's playing, but he's not playing at Prague, so I'm not getting these planes. But how long has it been since I last received those planes? We don't know that. We don't have that information in the game. Other people have suggested it too, but we haven't seen anything to be like implemented in the game yet. But I know what you're saying. I think it would be pretty cool to like have that info, and it makes it easier to like understand if somebody just stopped playing the game. Like why hold a contract spot for a player who quit playing World of Airports, right? I'd rather play with people who are actively playing. So I get where you come from, and I would like to see that too. Welcome back, Duck. Oh, the Alfie one ends in 218 years. Okay, that's crazy. What's up, Tony Airways? How do alliance groups make an active spreadsheet to check the status of planes? You might want to ask those guys, but my thought process is that they probably manually do it. So like they see this plane coming in, they probably go onto their spreadsheet and mark it off. It's got to be all manual. I know Hidden asked a couple times on Ask the Developer about like maybe World of Airports introducing an API. That way, programmers and people like him can pull some data, like live game data, and let us access it outside of the game. Like having that contract information or having, connection information, things like that would be pretty cool. Am I gonna stay at LHR during the entire stream? I'm only gonna land like 10 more planes. I'm gonna wait for 10 more planes to land, and then I'm going to switch airports. I'm gonna switch to Bari. So to answer your question, no, I'm not going to stay at LHR. I don't think you need to switch either. What's the round trip on this though? Oh, an hour 40. So it's a 50-minute one way. Yeah, I'm not going to be here in 50 minutes or an hour 40. So no rush on that one. I do need to do another stream during the week though. I didn't do one this week. This week was kind of rough. It was tough at work. Duck said, I want to join an A225 giveaway, but I don't know if it can reach BKK. I'm pretty sure the A225 can only reach Washington and Muscat. And I also have never received a contract of an A225 to my BKK. I do have multiple at my Washington and at my Muscat though. When is 3.0 expected? Do you have any prediction, Phat? So the prediction is, well, the current timeline is within Q1. That means between January and March 31st, right? Now, my prediction is it's probably going to be at least 2 weeks. The way I think about it is, you know, Kuba-san was willing and able to show us the UI, but the UI or the version that he showed us still didn't have the new plane sizes, right? So it had small, medium, large, and X. It didn't have the A, B, C, D, E, F. So it didn't have that airplane size classification that they mentioned in the newest dev blog. Also, Kuba was not able or willing to show GRU, and I think he mentioned, let me see if I can search Discord real quick. We're gonna search. Nope. I think I remember while reading it live that he mentioned at least the version that he has is not ready for GRU to be shown. So in my mind, that means it's at least 2 weeks away. And I mean, we've heard quarter release before, right? Because we heard this was way back, and this is with 2.0, which was a much bigger update than 3.0 is as far as technicalities. But when 2.0 was teased and released, we were told it would come out in Q2, and it ended up coming out the first week of July, right? So we have no clue when it's going to come out. We were told Q1 right now, Q1, yeah, Q1, but that could always be subject to change. Oh yeah, thank you, Duck, for mentioning the CRJ. So another thing that's happening too, by the way, in the latest dev blog, is the CRJ is getting a fleet overhaul, right? So I think right now is a good time to buy the CRJ if you don't have it already and you're interested in it. And also to buy some liveries, right? So, I mean, it's only 2 gold planes, but if you have a choice to pay 2 gold planes today or to pay 4 gold planes tomorrow, which one would you pick? I'm going to pick the 2 gold planes today, not the 4 gold planes tomorrow. So that's one thing you can do is the CRJ is going to get a remodel, the CRJ9. I think, I can't tell, but other people have told me that this also, actually, yeah, look, it has a cargo plane, it looks like right here. So there's going to be other variants included with the CRJ. These are all different CRJ models right here. So we're going to get different variants with the CRJ, which you're not going to be able to unlock right now because they're not in the game. But the CRJ9, you can unlock that right now. So, yeah, I want you to, if you're thinking about getting the CRJ9 or getting a livery for it, because the liveries also get more expensive after the update. So now is the time to buy it. I'm thinking I should buy this too. What do you guys think? Do you think I should buy a CRJ? Should I buy the CRJ? You guys are weird. You guys are talking about chat. I'm asking you guys questions, and you guys are talking about dead chat. You guys are weird. Vertical Sentient said 200 SF. So this is the 200 CRJ2. This is the CRJ 200 SF. This is 700. This is 900, and this is 1,000. Pretty cool. I did not know that. Thank you. Get it? It's cheap. Yeah. That's exactly. And a lot of you guys, especially if you played before 2.0, you know, the CRJ was a plane that you got unlocked for free by playing Washington and handling CRJs. So for me, I think it's a must. It's a buy. CRJ is also like not too bad of a plane, you know. Especially like Washington, MS. Actually, can it make the distance between MSY and Washington? I forget. But it is one of the longer ranged small planes in the game. The E-170 and the E-175 have longer range, right? But they still beat out the CRJ9. Still beats out a lot of the small planes. So I think we're going to buy it. Buy the CRJ. Nah, don't buy. Hi. Nobody here is talking about dead chat except me. Voitando was too. Don't spend more later. That doesn't make sense, man. That make no sense. Make no sense to like. Only if I were to not buy it, then it's because I don't want that plane at all, or for a long time. I don't think I would use the CRJ9 too often right now, especially since I have the E-170 and the E-175, right? So if I go to offers, I go to unlocked planes, right? So I got the B463F. Now, when the CRJ cargo model comes out, I might be interested in getting that, depending upon the range, right? How far that can go. But I got the E-175. The E-175 gives me like 500 more nautical miles than the CRJ, so I don't think there's a need for me to get the CRJ when the E-175 can really handle a lot of that. Yeah, and then all these other planes I have unlocked. CRJ gives you the highest XP of the S passenger planes for each completed contract when finished. Oh, so maybe that's a good thing to know, because maybe there is a point for me having more of those, because it's not just about range, it's about also, like, right now we're trying to maximize the amount of XP we're getting because we want to level up. We want to level up to unlock the next airport, right? So right now I'm level 70, but at LHR I need to reach level 81 to unlock the next airport. So that CRJ might be useful there. Will WoA add new ground crew characters? I don't know. Did you already talk about the stream title? Yeah, but if you go to the World of Airports Discord though, and you go to the 2025 Asset Developers. Also, since you're on YouTube, you can rewind, but you check out the pins in here. You could see a whole message of Kuba-san. I didn't jump to the message, that's whack. You can see a whole message from Kuba-san about generic, this new feature that they're working on, which is called generic airplanes, right? Sorry, not generic airplanes, generic airports. And we have a lot of questions about it, right? Some people, I'm hoping that it's more like a procedurally generated airport, one that still, even though it looks at, you know, the name, real life name, the real life code, the real life size, it's still going to be somewhat generic. It's not going to be fully fleshed out, a fully fleshed out model. But World of Airports announced here, right? Kuba-san, World of Airports developer, announced that they're looking at a way of a system of generic airports. So that way they can expand the global airport network in the game. It's still going to have all the features in the game that are standard for most airports. The only thing and it won't impact the size of the game, which is interesting as well. As those generic airports become more popular, then they're going to convert the generic airport into a standard airport like what we have in the game right now. So there's a lot of thoughts on this. It's, you know, quite vague the way it's going to work. So is it something that the World of Airports developers need to create that generic airport first and then we have access to it? Is it free access to all? Do we have to pay gold planes to unlock a generic airport? Is it silver planes to unlock a generic airport? Or is it a whole new system where, you know, you have to like level up your generic airport in order to unlock another one, and then you can have, you know, 2 generic airports. There's a lot of question marks there, but I know one thing for sure is that the more that you play one of those generic airports and the more that the community plays that airport, the more likely it's going to become a full-fledged airport in World of Airports. So that's pretty cool. So if one of your favorite airports becomes a generic one, then you just gotta, you know, get a few more people to play with you, play in that airport. I got someone in my doorbell. Oh, it's just FedEx. Okay. How do you level up your airport fast? So there's a lot of like opinions and a lot of different ways to kind of level up your airport fast, but my opinion is I like to like have a good mix of player planes, my own planes, and non-player planes, especially in the early levels. In the early levels, it's really good to have non-player planes because those planes will go to the destination, right? You look at the map here. Those non-player planes, they're going to go to the destination and they're going to come back. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's fast. 5 minutes. I'm glad you didn't listen. I'm glad I was wrong about when I'm going to be leaving. Are we at 125 yet? Oh, we are. I think I might handle that one more time. Red Concorde. But yeah. Back to what I was saying. If you're doing non-player planes, that plane can go here and back without waiting for another player to handle. If you're doing with players, you have to wait for the other player to handle. So the one benefit about doing player contracts though is that you get the highest rewards. So by doing a nice mix of those, especially in the beginning levels, you're able to kind of level up with the non-player contracts, with the, you know, progressing through with 1 contracted handling, then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then so on. But the player contracts, you start off at the maximum reward. So it's like once I'm done handling this A388, I'm gonna get 189 XP and 915 silver planes. So 189 XP, like in the early levels, is a ton, like 5, 6, 7, maybe sometimes even more levels depending upon where you're at. So that can really help you with growing, getting levels fast. As I start to get into like regional and international status in my airport, I start to remove those non-player contracts so that way I can focus more on player contracts, and because the levels are so large. Like here at level 70, I need 965 XP in order to get to the next level. So like handling like this plane, this is that's a random contract, but handling computer contracts you know, 1 contracted handling or 4 contracted handlings just doesn't give enough XP to like keep it going. Give some tips on how to level up in Muscat. So at Muscat, I mean, the same tips, man. It's all the same tips, really. Only certain airports are a little bit different because like you can't have medium or large and extra large planes. But at Muscat, there's no problems with getting a lot of L planes. No problems at all. So just get a bunch of L plane contracts from other players or for yourself, and you'll get levels quick there. See you later, Fleeting. Hi, Toby. Yeah. Thank you for the lurk. You should do an IRL stream. So one of my goals is to visit the airports that are in the game, in World of Airports, in real life. That is when I will start doing things like that. Once I start being able to do videos of World of Airports in real life, that's when I'll maybe do some IRL stuff. Bari win in a few minutes. I want to get the Concorde landed. It's actually 1:05, so I want to play Bari for an hour. What time is it? I mean, how long? I've been streaming for 2 hours. Yeah. Then I got to go to Costco later. Got to get some coffee, maybe some pizza. You know. Alfie said it's just Alfie said never. Foitana said you'll be able to buy AN225 in special planes. I know that's what they said, but they've been saying that for a long time too. So, like, I'll believe it when I see it, kind of thing. You know, like we've known for a while that eventually they're gonna let us buy those other planes, but like, when is it actually going to happen? That's the question, and that we don't know the answer to. And what? Oh, my question to the developers during Ask the Developers was about like what? Well, one of my questions, I should say, was about it was about the next developer meetup, and they said the next developer meetup is going to happen at Innsbruck. So I'm like, man, all right. And then somebody else followed up on that question for me, or not for me, but like I'm glad they did because it benefited me too. It's like, when is that gonna happen? So they're thinking like June, like May or June, I think it was. I remember June. So I am hoping I can make it to that one. It's a long trip from New Jersey to get there, but I want to try to make it. When you come to Prague, hit me up. Well, we're going to Innsbruck first. Maybe like if I do those airport visits, I could do like a meetup. I don't know if that's something you guys are even interested in, but it sounds like at least one person is, right? Like Washington Airport, I could drive to Washington Airport, even though it's like a 4-hour drive. I could drive to Washington IAD. When it comes to San Diego, you know, that's not too hard to get to. It is a long flight though, but I'm not too worried about that, about a long flight. What else we have? We have MSY now, New Orleans. That's actually a cheap flight usually from New Jersey. So I could do all the American airports. That's like, that shouldn't be like a major problem for me. So this needs to be hearted. Oh, he's waiting. EWR Vienna in. Yep, that's probably the flight route I had to take. Why do fleet planes have less range than non-fleet planes? Mainly because we are limited in how we can configure our planes, whereas the non-fleet planes are not limited on how they can configure their planes. Yeah, Costco, right? What's up, Nordis Vertical? What do you think will be the next airport? Well, GRU is going to be the next airport. I don't even have to think. You mean after GRU? I have no clue. They don't give too many hints on that. Now, I would want to fly into Innsbruck, bro. I would not want to just like take a train. That defeats the whole airport thing, man. I belong to which country? I live in New Jersey, America. New Jersey in the United States of America. Four-hour drive for me would be a third of the country. Yeah, see, a 2-hour drive for me is like anywhere. I can get anywhere in New Jersey, so it's pretty nice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this, but I wanted to get to the stand at least, so that way next stream I can start handling the Concorde first. Then it'll, well, yeah, I can handle the Concorde, then it'll go back to Bari, and then in that 1 hour round trip, it'll come back, and then we can handle it 3 times on one stream, you know? If you're here. If you're not here, no worries, you know? I know all about the not daily handling. ANC is confirmed. Happy Duck. Yeah. I don't know. With the whole announcement of generic airports, though, it kind of gets me wondering, like, is it actually confirmed, or is it just like going to be a generic airport? You know what I'm saying? Like technically all airports could technically be confirmed. Kuba-san even mentioned, he's like, please stop asking about if an airport's going to be in there, because this is like my generic airports are going to cover that. A 30-minute drive gets you to another country. Yeah, a 30-minute drive gets me to another state. But like, you got to think about it. Like, the United States of America, we're one country, but like each of our states are like the same size of each of your countries in Europe. All right. So, and I don't think Europeans like understand that. Maybe you do. You guys understand geography a lot more than Americans, but you understand your European geography. All right. I think this is parked now, right? Yeah, we're gonna switch airports. We're gonna go to Bari now, because like Mert said earlier, we are so close to getting a level at Bari. It's been a while since we played Bari. Sorry, Voitondo, about your plane at Innsbruck. Not gonna be able to handle that right now, but what we are going to do is we're going to handle about an hour, about 45 minutes here at Bari. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little less. It depends on life, but we'll see here. And we're close to another level, and wow, we only need 3 more levels. So we have level 37, which we should definitely get today. I feel like I should even turn on the parking game manager, right? Let's turn on the mini games. We're going to turn the mini games on. We're going to play some of those mini games. Look at this monolithic frog. I haven't seen him in a while. Hope they're doing all right. We got Hammy. We got DJ Alien. I haven't seen DJ in the chat recently either, but I've seen his planes. We got Mert. Why should we just go to Hearts? We got some unassigned planes. All right, so we're going to do T5's plane there. All right, let's see if any other planes are close to finished. Here's one that's close. Oh, here's one that is finished. Nice. This goes to Meek Raven of Bronze Realm. Yo, Aryan Shell, you here? If you are, then I am going to make sure we get that sent to you ASAP. Meek Raven of Bronze Realm, so that way you can accept it, and that way we can get it, get those silver planes. Otherwise, it's going to be like the last plane I land, but we'll see. We'll see. I was just too silly to not ask what year. Bro, Duck, if you would have asked when ANC is coming, he would have said, he would have not answered your question. So your question was perfect. America's weird, man. I know. Europe is weird too. Eagles are too large. Americans think Africa is a country. Too good controller. I'm not sure what you're asking there. If you're asking something or you're just posting information. All right, cool. So these are all my. I guess I don't have a lot of planes that are like close to finished, huh? Let's take a look at the player planes. So I have all the large planes. I think are hearted, right? That's good. But let's see if we have planes that are close to finish. Here's one that's close to finish, so we need to make sure we get that landed. Here's another one that's close to finish. So when you, oh, that's another thing. I don't know if you guys noticed that with the 3.0, but in the tower managers, you're gonna have options for the, especially for the approach manager. You're gonna have more options for the approach manager. And one of the options that you're going to see in the approach manager is whether or not to prioritize favorited planes. So that's going to be pretty cool because you can, right now the default is, you know, favorited planes are always prioritized over non-favorited planes, okay? But you're going to have the option to turn that on or turn that off. Not only that, you're also going to have the option to adjust the landing priority, right? So you can actually have it so X planes have first priority landing, or L planes have first priority landing. So you can change which planes have the most priority. So that's going to be pretty cool to see as well. I wonder, I don't remember if there was a toggle for that or not, but still pretty hyped to see it, because that was something I was asking. I wanted to see for a long time now, and especially once they introduced it in the first place. Do I not have 3D landscapes on? Okay. Yeah, especially when they introduced it in the first place. Like, I always wanted to have an adjustment for that. Like, hey, some airports, like, you know, St. Martin, it doesn't always make sense to have X planes land and then L planes land and then medium planes land. Like, at St. Martin, it would probably, like, it would make sense to have X planes land and then L planes and then small planes and then medium. That would be my priority at St. Martin. At Bari, my priority will be large planes first, medium planes second, and then small planes third. Road to unlock Prague. I'm excited to unlock Prague. I have not played Prague at all. As a brand new player in 2.0, so I'm pretty excited for it. All right. Thanks for the lurk, Red Concord. Magis said, should I make another giveaway for A388? Yeah, if you want. That's always appreciated. What's up, South Jersey Transit fan? Weird name. I don't know anybody who's a fan of South Jersey, of Jersey Transit, period. Praneet said, if there was an airport you would want, what would that be? Honestly, I don't even know, man. Cause like I'm gonna be biased on my own like local airports, or the ones that are like I go to more frequently. So like I would want to see like Cancun, Newark, Philadelphia would be pretty cool too, but I don't know how cool that would be. Newark I think would be cool because you could actually like see the Statue of Liberty and some other like New York buildings. What else? You know, Cancun would be cool because like you got airplanes that are traveling over the highway like you do at Leipzig, for example. But yeah, it's hard to say, man. I don't know. I don't know too many airports like that. The airports that I know are only just the ones I've been to. Duck said you might send me a plane to Bari. Nice. Speaking of, let me check to see if there's any. Is there any progress in Sao Paulo? It's still in test development phase. Thank you for finding that, Voitando. But yeah, that's why Kubasan did not show that airport. But even when I tested 2.0 publicly, I didn't even show St. Martin. You know, well, first off, I didn't even play St. Martin. Now they didn't ask me to play St. Martin. They didn't ask me to test it. But yeah, St. Martin was all new to me. Are there plans to start new in 3.0? No, all of our progress, everything's gonna stay. It's not gonna be. It's not a rewrite of the code. It's just an update of the UI. So yeah, all your progress is still going to be there. You're not going to lose anything. Nothing to worry about, which is pretty nice. What is the best airport to grind gold planes on? So you don't really grind gold planes, you grind silver planes, right? And the best airport to grind silver planes are the ones that have more stands, right? Because you can buy more stands with wallers, and if you have more wallers, you can buy more stands, and then each brand new stand that you buy will give you a handling crew, and it will give you a contract capacity. So that's going to be hugely beneficial. Not only that, but also, you know, for silver planes, you want to have more contracts, right? So the more fleet planes you can have, the easier it is to find a contract, the easier it is to get contracts too. So get some fleet planes and then grind the silver planes. So like for me, I would probably grind out, or I would focus on like Washington, because Washington has a ton of stands. BKK has a ton of stands. LHR has a ton of stands. For most people, Washington is like their first airport where they can really build up a fleet and grind for those silver planes. So yeah, that's why I would do it. Nice looking 752F. Thank you. You'll lose one thing, the current UI in 2.0. Yeah, and then you will be sad. You said it won't happen again. Now you could be late, man. I appreciate you just being here. Whaler says sometimes I wish that handling would last longer because some airports just feel empty. Just put the minimum required handling people in there, and you'll see it'll be full real quick. If you're always putting the max handling people, your airports are going to be empty. But if you start putting, like in this case, I could have probably only put 4 or even maybe 3 handling crew, not 6, and still handle it in time. That's how you get your airport more full. And like I only have 52 handling crew here, so it's not like I have a ton of handling crew either. Yo, what's up? Andy Guarino said the airport I would most want developed would probably be the worst possible airport for device performance. So which airport is that? You know, by the way, I think like in a couple of months, I'm gonna really think hard about potentially making my own World of Airports inspired game. And I would sponsor me. No, my game. Do I plan on playing any other games other than World of Airports? If I find another game that's as fun to me as World of Airports and where people need help, like in World of Airports, then sure. There are other games that I do play. So I play like Destiny 2. I play Sea of Thieves. I sometimes play RuneScape. I have some browser games that I play too. But like, one, there's not like a huge audience for some of these smaller games that I play. So like, it doesn't make sense for me to make videos or stream those games. Maybe streaming those games will help those games to get bigger audience, right? But you know, right now, World of Airports is the main thing. Right now, World of Airports is the main thing. Play your game if you made one, of course. Yeah, that 100%. It would be World of Airports inspired though, so that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, in about 1 or 2 months, I'm gonna really like start, because that's like, it's been a dream, but it's like, why do I need to wait till I'm even older to like start working on my dream when I could start working on it now? Yeah, I have to make a good decision because it's going to be an investment, right? To do things like that, or I might need to see if I get sponsorships or whatever. But you know, my game would be essentially playable offline, which I know some of you guys are not a fan of, but I know some of you guys are also a fan of that. So that would be one of the things I would do on my game, is something that you would make progress even if you're offline. That would be important to me. You would make more progress if you're actively playing the game. Yeah. Andy Guarino wants ORD. Has 8 runways and most stands compared to any other airport in the world. Bro, I need to visit ORD. That's Chicago, right? Chicago ORD. What's better for silver plane, 752 or A21NX? I think the 752 is, but I'm not 100% sure. I know the 752F is 100% the best plane, well, the best medium plane for XP. Hong Kong would be good. Interesting. Kitech is a long way out. Long ways to go before we see Kitech. Category D will be able to land it in, and that's the whole 767 family. Nice. That's pretty cool. I really do like that, the size change. You know, we already like noticed that like certain planes, like there's a lot of, each plane is more individual now than it used to be in the past. Like, it used to be where like all L planes could go to all L plane destinations, right? But now you have like different range and other requirements, so all L planes are kind of individual in that way. Same thing with the XP and the silver planes that you get from each plane. It's all individual. But when it comes to like what airplanes can go to an airport or what stands, that's still kind of generic. So having that be more specific is pretty cool. Tuga said when generic airports come out, I will play Chicago, Istanbul, LAX, and of course my home one, Lisbon. Yes, nice. I know I would play Newark. I would probably play something in the middle of the US. I'd play Cancun, Mexico airport. I might even try some like Canada areas. Like I would do like airports that would be like a stopover or a layover in between other airports. So maybe something like New Zealand. That would be pretty cool, right? For my Sydney people. Oh yeah, you're right, Pueler. Yeah. Also with the plane individualization, runway length also matters now too, right? So like I used to be able to send Concords to Bari, and now I'm not. Excuse me for a minute.
Stonk.
Yeah, I used to be able to send Concords to Bari, but now I can't because the runway is not long enough at Bari. You can still buy Concords at Bari though, but which I'm not against. I would be upset. I would be upset yet understanding if we couldn't buy Concords at Bari. Do fleet planes have less handling time? Occasionally they do. So when that fleet plane is like empty, which means like usually it's when the contract is over, then that first handling is like half of the handling, because you don't have any passengers to unload, you don't have any cargo to unload, you don't have to clean, you don't have to do the lavatory, you don't have to do the water, so all you gotta do is fuel, catering, and then load the passengers. So it can be shorter, but most of the times it's the same. Ooh, drops. Get your drops in on Twitch. Right, meow. What Neo livery is this? That is the only one in the game, right? The A21N? Or was it 19N? I forget. 19N. They should add ELLX Luxembourg because it can handle big planes and it would be another cargo-based airport. I think, well, I'm hoping that Anchorage ANC is the next cargo-based airport. But yeah, I would appreciate more cargo airports for sure. Is there a game mechanic plan for spending the unused silver planes or wallers? But not yet, but keep them for alliances? Well, I mean, there's not, not a lot that you have to spend them on. That's interesting. Wallers for alliances. But, you know, sometimes when Kuba answers those questions, he's only answering like the first half of the question. It's hard to tell. Duck, what excites you the most about ANC in the game? De-icing would be so annoying at ANC. Yo, I think we didn't see this, but I feel like de-icing, and I think somebody asked the question and asked the developers, so I think that's where I'm getting this thought from, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't source it, cite my sources right now, but I do think that tower managers are going to help with de-icing next winter. Something like that is going to happen. There's going to be an improvement to de-icing next winter. Duck said he wants ANC because it's going to be a snow cargo-based U.S. airport that's closest to Asia in WoA. Nice. That's a good point. Good point. There's not a lot of X-cargo planes in the game, though. There's one, right? Well, I guess there's 3. But 2 of them you can't buy yet. Yeah, also, yeah, de-icing is also going to be at dedicated pads in airports that have them. That is true, too. Which also might make things a little bit slower at some airports, right? But I mean, I guess that's fine, right? All right, level 50 reached, or sorry, I saw the 50 up here, so I was reading this, but level 37 reached at Bari, so that's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3 more levels to go. So we're probably gonna we're gonna have to grind Bari real soon, and like do a spot check, make sure that these active contract holders are actually sending me their contracts. Like I have to reach out to Neon Engineer. I know he's taking a break. I think he's taking a break from World of Airports. Monika is on vacation, I think, so I'm not worried about that. Jupiter Air World, I haven't seen them in a long time. Invader, I know, is playing the game. I'm not. Maybe these airports they're not playing. Hammy's always playing. Fuzzy Mon, I haven't seen in a while either. A few contracts almost complete there. Foul Deer plays constantly. David Elio is, their planes are here, so nothing to worry about. Who else? Bro Channels, I think, is taking a break from World of Airports right now. RMA plays, I think, different airports. We got Mike and Mert and Aerolina Santiago. Not too bad, not too bad. What airports are you hoping to be added in WoW in the future? I really don't have that much of a preference when it comes to it. I don't have a lot of experience with like selecting airports. So like for me, I just pick the airports that I'm most familiar with, which would be the ones that I've been to. It's a glider airfield. That's pretty cool. QJ. LHR IAD, choose for me. What are we choosing about? Like which one you should play right now, or which one you should unlock? What are we choosing? Let's take a look at my fleet here, right? So I should probably heart my planes. Yeah, I'm going to heart my planes. And I hope... Here's Edgewater Cupcakes. My plane is still at Innsbruck. Catalan, my plane is still at Leipzig. Everything else is good, so that's good news. Unlocking, well, you know, I hope you should probably know what my feelings are on unlocking airports, but I'm going to repeat it anyways for people who might be new here. In general, I don't usually recommend unlocking airports because you can get airports for free. Now, you know, you could just level up the airport and then you'll unlock the next airport, right? So you could play some Prague, you can unlock Washington, you can play St. Martin and unlock LHR. But that being said, I do know how hard St. Martin is to play. I don't know how hard Prague is because I never had to, like, I've never been forced to level up Prague in 2.0 yet, so I'm not sure if that's like a pain just like St. Martin is, but St. Martin is such a huge pain. It takes a long time because St. Martin, you're handling a lot of small planes, not a lot of large planes. You can handle large planes too, so it makes it a little bit easier, but it's the taxi times that really mess it up. So my game did change positively, and I got a lot more silver planes once I unlocked LHR though. I did unlock LHR by leveling up St. Martin, but I would probably go with LHR because I don't know what other airports you have unlocked or what you don't have unlocked, but the cool thing with LHR and unlocking that is that, you know, even if you're still at Prague or Bari, you can still work through that first half of the new airports, you know, so you can work through that, you know, the 1.5 era of airports. And then with LHR, then you can start making progress on unlocking the new airports, the 2.0 airports, you know? So it's not a bad choice. I would I would probably just go through the levels, but even on this account, Phat Empire, I bought San Diego, I bought LHR, so it's really up to you, right? I'm streaming next week. Yes, next Saturday I should be here. It's the Saturday, which is March 8th. I will not be here. I will be on vacation, but next Saturday I will be here. Okay, I spent a lot of time answering that question and I missed a lot of your questions or a lot of your chats. ANC could have the Dream Lifter? Ooh, I would love to see that. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Kamikaze said, I mean, WoA devs simply spin around the globe and just point at some place in order to select the next airport. Yeah, that's according to the Q&A. Yeah, ask the devs. That is what he said, which I thought was funny. What about BHX? I don't know what BHX is. Birmingham. Interesting. Claiming, accepting, and handling DH64 is delusional. Okay, is this one hearted? It is. Good, good. You're going to be on a skiing trip next weekend? Nice. Yeah, in 2 weekends, I'm going to be on vacation. I'm actually not going to a cold place. I'm going to a warm place. You know, I've never gone skiing or like snowboarding or anything like that. I've gotten like a few invites and I was like, I told them like, I'm down to go, but like, I'm not a huge fan of the cold. So maybe I didn't get invited. I don't know. But I never went. Good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. I'll be here next week too. Nice. I should be here next week as well. All right, see you later, Jasper. Cool, I'm at the bottom of chat now. Jakarta International Airport? That'd be pretty interesting, yeah. You have skiing courses in elementary school? That's weird. Doc, you're taking the whole month of March off? Hibernation. I know, well, that's good, because March is, I'm gonna have 1 week off. Actually, maybe two Saturdays I might not be able to stream on in March. So, the first Saturday in March, actually, it's technically the second Saturday, right? March 8th, I'm gonna be on vacation. And then, March 29th, I'm probably going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. And then actually, wow, March 15th, I think I'm going to, or March 22nd. There's like a lot of Saturdays in March that I'm not going to be around. That's crazy. I definitely need to introduce a midweek stream or something then. Yeah, there's quite a few Saturdays. I'm going to make it on a post on the Phat Airlines Discord. Just kind of letting people know of which Saturday streams are canceled. When are generic airports coming? Is it supposed to be after 3.0? I don't think he really gave a timeline on generic airports. It's just something that is coming. I think it's like almost like one of those like things we would see on a dev blog typically. How did you decide on your livery colors? They were 3 free colors when I first started playing the game. And I'm a fan of NYCFC, which is the New York City Football Club in Major League Soccer in the US, and they have this like light blue color as well. So I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna stick with that. And then this shade of dark blue was the standard dark blue before the war on Ukraine, or Ukraine war, whatever you want to call it, in which case they actually changed the default blue. And then the red was also a free red. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with the 3 free colors, because why am I going to pay for something if I can get it for free? Now I buy colors too. It's only 1 gold plane for each color, and you get to keep it forever, that color. So it's not too bad. Unless I'm able to stream at 8 a.m. It is something I'm considering though, Duck, is doing like a 7 a.m. stream my time. Even though I'm not a morning person and I'm not like a huge fan of it, I do know that like a 7 a.m. stream is a lot better for people like in your time zone than even 11 a.m. stream, right? So it's like, and this was a conversation I've had with multiple people in the last few weeks, is like, do I have a lot of European and United States viewers? Make sense, because I'm always going to stream at an appropriate time for United States people, for the most part. Maybe Hawaiians, they're like 5 hours or 6 hours behind or something, so they have a different time zone. But like Eastern and Western, or Eastern and Pacific, pretty similar timings. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing like a early morning stream, early morning for me, so that way we can maybe get more different people in here as well. Not that you guys are bad, but every Saturday at 11 a.m. we do a live stream, so it's expected here. 2.6 released a while ago, man. I don't know what day. When they introduced a new airport, is it free? So every single airport you can unlock for free, right? So like right now we're playing through Bari. Once I reach level 40, I can unlock Prague. And the same thing's going to happen when GRU gets released, right? So I know what I'm doing is I have max level at my New Orleans, and what I have are a bunch of planes that are at their last handling, ready to land. So this includes, player planes, non-player planes, and even my own fleet planes. I just have them in the air, waiting to land, so that way I can handle them next time when the update comes out, and get the XP right away and get the new airport immediately, hopefully. What about Asians? That's what I'm talking about, man. Hawaii, you're 5 hours behind. Yep. I used to play Destiny 2 with a guy who lived in Hawaii, and it was kind of interesting because all of us were Eastern time, but he was Hawaiian time. So, but it actually worked out best for him, because we would do our raids at like 8 p.m. my time, which would be like 3 p.m. his time, and we would be done in like an hour, so he would still be able to pick up his kids and stuff. So it was like really cool. 7 a.m. would be perfect because it'd be 7 p.m. for Duck. Yep. Alfie is 5 hours ahead. Nice. Free time o'clock, and I mean that's what time it is for a lot of Europeans right now, right? It's like almost 7 p.m. So, we get a lot of people from that area of the world because I think of what time we stream. Now it's tomorrow. You're in the future, man. You future people are weird. Christopher wants to see world airports at Toronto City or Pearson International. How can I download WoA on your PC? So World of Airports is not officially supported on your PC. What you can do, some people have had success playing on using like an emulator, an Android phone emulator. An example of that is BlueStacks. So some people have success with that, but if your computer is not strong enough, you're gonna have a lot of issues. And even if your computer is powerful enough, I would recommend you read through the privacy policy, especially, and you're seeing all the stuff you're giving them access to that are not necessarily protected. Makes me feel uncomfortable, and I know it's also not supported by the devs. So if you're having if you run into any bugs or any issues, BlueStacks on your computer is not supported. World of Airports did mention that they were looking at ways to kind of incorporate that Google Play's PC and put World of Airports on there, but we haven't really seen any updates on that anytime soon recently. Imagine someone from New Zealand watching the stream. Dude, one of my moderators can never make my stream because he's in Australia. He comes sometimes at the end of stream because it becomes like 8 a.m. at like 2 p.m. for me. I forget the time zone difference for East Australia and Eastern America. As soon as this plane gets handled, we're gonna. I think that's it. That's the last plane that I think has the final handling, I think. Let me just double check. Oh, we have this one too, but it's flying to LHR, so it's on its way there. So that one will be finished later. Next time I play Bari, though, I'm going to look at all these contracts. So if you have a contract with my Bari, especially if it's my own fleet plane, and it doesn't come back, I'm going to cancel, and we're going to do some giveaways. Over here we have the player planes. This one's almost done. It's flying to Prague. That's exciting. What else we have? This one's almost, well, it's 2, so it's almost done, but not quite. Look at that Fuzzy Mon. Oh, but he's not around. I might have to cancel some of these contracts too, unfortunately. Hopefully not. I hate canceling contracts, but I only have, well, now I'm at 96 out of 124. Before I was like at 104, so we're making some room. Duck, you love the morning, but you can't wake up early even if my life depended on it. Dude, I am not a morning person, but I have been for like the past like month, been waking up at 7:30 in the morning. So I think it might end up happening. I've been waking up because my wife asked me to. I don't know if I'll ever be a morning person though, but I can wake up early, you know. I'll wake up, I won't be happy about it, and I might not even be functional, but I'll be up. Has anybody ever got 100? I got like a 99 the other day, but 100, I don't think we ever seen a perfect score. Woody Forever said, I just used your website. When can I expect a contract? Hey, thanks for signing up for the website, man. If you guys don't know, you can go to phatirlines.com, put in your username, your email, and every week we send a different airplane model from one of our airports, and we send you the request once you send us a reply with your username and what airport you want it to. As long as it's a compatible airport, which we also list for you all the compatible airports, so we make it real easy for you to select an to pick the right airport and see if you're eligible. Now, right now, we're giving away the A318 from Leipzig, which can go to a variety of airports. The main issue I'm running into right now at Leipzig especially, and I had the same issue last time with MSY, because Leipzig, we only have like 10 medium stands available at Leipzig, so it makes it really hard to send a bunch of contracts when people are taking like a day, like 24 hours or long, sometimes even longer, but most of them are taking like 24 hours to accept the contract. So it makes it really hard for me to go through all 60 contracts. I think we're up to 70 contract requests now. It makes it really hard for me to send those timely. But don't worry, I have all of your emails waiting for a reply. So I know after the stream today, actually it's not going to be after the stream, it's after I go to Costco and I come back home, I'm going to go to Leipzig and check out the emails. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just got a new email from player 95642777275. So like all you guys who sent an email, like right now I'm still working on emails from February 19th. So I think we're done with all the February 18th emails. We're 3 days behind, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but I can only go as fast as you guys accept the planes. And some of you guys are kind of slow. No, I mean, I get it. Like, you can't be on the world airports 24/7. We all have different time zones too, right? So sometimes I'm sending the request while you're sleeping, but it just makes it tougher for me, right? Because I'm trying to get out 80 contracts, and there's only 10 stands. So it's something I got to keep in mind next time when I'm selecting an airport, to like pick an airport that has more stands available. But at the same time, I don't want to pick the same 3 airports all the time, because I know some people want to get contracts to Innsbruck, some people want contracts to LHR, people want contracts to different airports. So I need to rotate my airports and my planes and my sizes, because you know I have to buy those planes with Wallers. So it's a lot of things that go into it. The A318's on the way back. Nice. You handle every day. Nice. Love to hear that. Phat, the WoA workaholic. I try, man. I try. And I think eventually, very soon actually, we are going to have other people also host those contract weeks. Like, I think Hammy is going to be one of our first ones to do, like, other than me, to host contracts on the email, because it's a lot of Wallers, man. Like, if we sent out 100, I think we're at like 70 A318s that I owe to the people, and A318s are like what, 89,000 Wallers. Hold on, we're gonna find out how much is the A318. All right, we're gonna go to fleet offers, configure and buy. A318, where are you? A318 is 85,000 Wallers. So if I get 100 of those, that's like 8.5 million Wallers, right? Because 10 A318s is 850,000. So if we get 100 requests, that's 8.5 million Wallers. So I play a lot, and I have a lot of fleet planes, so I get a lot of Wallers, but I'm usually making maybe 1 million Wallers a week in each airport, or most airports. So like coming up with 8.5 million Wallers is tough. So I'm really looking forward to like having other people hosting some of these email contracts. So we're gonna have a Hammy do one of them in the week while I'm on vacation. I'm gonna help Hammy out with that to make sure that, you know, everything is done properly, everybody gets the request, and everybody gets a reply back that the request was sent. You know, everything's going to seem kind of normal. It's going to be signed off by Hammy and not from me, but I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty much done, Duck. Just wrapping up my final thoughts, telling you guys some things about the future, what's happening. You know, don't forget, guys, we're going to be hosting a call sign competition for at minimum 1 month, probably longer, after GRU's release. We're going to be looking for the best call sign at GRU. We're going to have prizes. At a minimum, the top 3 are going to get VIP status for multiple months usually. But once we actually get GRU and we see what GRU looks like, then we'll actually like create rules and like the tournament bracket and all of that for the call sign competition. But be aware, we will be having a call sign competition on GRU, like after GRU's release. So when GRU comes out, you want to play that airport, you want to buy or get some fleet planes, so you might want to buy the premium pass. You might want to, you know, have some of these planes over here that you get that are eligible for any airport. You might want to redeem them at GRU for the call sign competition. There's a lot of options you guys have. Yeah, 8.5 million wallers is a lot, but Concord, 8.5 million wallers is pennies compared to how much you spend on your Concords, right? And no, Hammy, thank you for offering and volunteering to help out with that. You're going to be our first one. And then if that goes successful, if that becomes successful, then we can get a lot more people in to like host email giveaways. It's just tough because like I'm all about supporting the devs, but it's like I also like I personally dislike buying or using gold planes for wallers. It just does not feel like it doesn't feel right. So I'm like trying to avoid spending gold planes on wallers. Frosty Ken, you're far away from GRU. You're still at LHR. That's also, I mean, I know if you're at LHR, it's gonna be a very long time before you're at GRU, but the kind of that's why I want this the call sign competition to last a little bit longer than most of my competitions. Like I'm thinking at least 1 month, but I'm thinking maybe 2. We'll have to see, you know, how long does it take for people to get to max level and things like that. But I want it to last longer so that way people have a better opportunity to kind of unlock it. I know if you're at LHR, it's a really far away. But when you talk about call signs, I'm talking about this right here. So it's your own airplane. It's this, the call sign, IYYN. You know, for Mertz plane, it's OKPYP. This plane over here from Invader is A40TXU. So that's the call sign. It's randomly generated every time you buy a plane. So that's what we're going to be having people compete against each other for. And yeah, I don't want to do any more call sign competitions for like the older airports, because at this point, you know, some people there's a lot of good call signs out there already, and it's like if I were to have a call sign competition right now, a lot of you guys probably have a bunch already saved up from like the past, and when I have competitions, I want competitions that like encourage you to play World of Airports or encourage you to play the game, not one that like just tells you to log in once, take a picture, and then leave. You know, I want something. And the reason why I think that a call sign competition encourages you to play the game is because you need to buy the plane or unlock the plane from the premium pass, and then you have to have wallers in order to get those planes. And if the first try is not good, you got to try it over and over again. So are you going to separate call signs for concourse from the rest of the planes? Perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. I have to see what the A, B, C, D, E, F aircraft size change, how that looks, and how that impacts the game. Because I was thinking about separating it by, you know, small, medium, large, X, and special. That was like my original thought, is having like 5 different brackets and 5 different winners. Because a small plane is not as impressive as like a Concorde, right? At least when it comes to call signs, like you have 100 attempts at a small plane for the same price that you pay in wallers as one Concorde. So like having a Concorde call sign like iToby, right, is a lot more impressive on a Concorde than it would be on an AT-43, you know. So I'll see what what that size update looks like, and make a decision based on that. But I'm thinking it needs to be separated or weighted. You know, one of those two is the route I would probably go for. That ABCDEF is coming with 3.0, right? Yeah, that's what the dev blog mentioned. I was a little surprised to not see it on the stream on Friday, the WoA 3.0 preview stream. But I think the preview stream was mainly all about the UI, not about any of the other features. I think the CRJ might have been updated in there, but I wasn't really paying attention to that either. Oh yeah, and don't forget about G. See a red Concord, and I think I'm actually going to be heading out too, guys. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you guys are on Twitch, you could stay because we're going to do a raid, so that way you can get more Phat coins on Twitch. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. We will be here next Saturday. It's the Saturday after, so in March 8th. We're going to have to cancel that stream. I'm going to make a post on Discord about it. But we talked about a few things today, right? So we talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about generic airports. There's a lot of thoughts on what that could mean. Is it an airport that the World of Airports developers essentially approve and created, and it's now generic? Bye-bye. Is it an airport that is procedurally generated based on, airport maps that exist out there? Is it something completely different, where every single airport is kind of the same, just minor differences because it's generic? So there's a lot of questions when it comes to what the generic airport actually is and what it will look like. We'll have to find out, but ultimately it does allow more airports to be in the game, and it also allows like a community voice, because the more people who play an airport, the more likely it's going to be made into a full-fledged airport. So that's pretty exciting. I always love to see more airports in the game, and it helps even live up to their name, World of Airports, right? We talked about... What else we talked about? We talked about a call sign competition coming. When GRU releases, we're going to have a GRU-only call sign competition. We also... talked about doing a couple more streams, one stream during the week, especially since I have a bunch of Saturdays I'm going to be taking a break in March, mainly because I'll be traveling. But I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for all the support. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the likes. Thank you for everything. Don't forget to join the Phat Airlines Discord, and don't forget also to join the PhatAirlines.com newsletter. It's completely free and a nice, easy way for you to get some plane contracts from me and from other people in the community as they join in. I want to thank you all for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. I am going to be heading to Costco, so I'm not going to be handling planes for maybe like another hour or two, but I'll be back on my main account, the Phat Rican, in about, let's say, 3 hours or so. Have a fantastic day. Stay tuned for the raid, and I will see you guys next Saturday, hopefully sooner, but if not, next Saturday. All right, peace out, everybody. Phat is out. Peace.